Hey guys, it's Coffee. Welcome back to Asagao Academy. Let's do a quick recap by reading some journal entries. Okay. Dear Diary, sometimes he's a little hard to deal with. It's like, just look at the actual evidence around you. Nothing you are saying is true. But it doesn't matter. If he can cherry-pick the evidence, he will, and he's making himself miserable. Ugh. And our next one. Dear Diary, I understand Paul's been nervous about his campaign since Jeff announced he was running, but really? What the hell, dude? I also noticed that I maxed out my tournament points yet again, and I still don't really know if that is a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah. Anyway, we've been really worried about Jared because after the whole fashion show incident, he's just been really paranoid, I guess, and he doesn't think that his friends will accept him for who he is and all this stuff. So maybe we can talk to him about that during this episode. We'll see. Okay, well, let's continue. I didn't see Jared in the hallways before class, but I kept my spirits up. I figured I would see Jared at lunch and be able to apologize to him there, but when Maya and I got to the table, he was nowhere to be found. We sat, and I scanned the lunch line for him. Was he running late?
Hana.
Paul cast a guilty look in my direction. Oh. I glanced down at my food. It's only for a little while. I looked at Paul again. I wasn't sure whether he was saying that to comfort me, or to comfort himself. I stood.
Anna.
Sorry, I have somewhere I should be. Leaving my food behind, I dashed through the cafeteria. Where could he be? I checked the classroom, the club room, the library, to no avail. Running out of time, I dashed to the boys' dorm. Jared? I made it to his door, wheezing beyond belief. Jared, let me in. I knocked feebly on his door, unsure whether he was even there. Where else could I go? I slumped down against his door, utterly exhausted. All I wanted was to apologize. Jared's door opened with a click, and I fell backwards into the room.
Hana?
I stood.
Hey.
Jared, there you are. You came to find me? Why? Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong.
Well,
Kind of. Can I come in? By all means. He stood back and held the door for me, and I wandered in, dusting off my skirt. The closet's door stood open a crack, and I could see some kind of machine glimmering in the half-light. I peered at it, trying to get a closer look. So... Jared cleared his throat. What brings you here? Well, I know that things between us have been tense over the past few days, and you've been going through a lot. I was reflecting on my behavior, and I wanted to apologize. I stopped. Jared's phone was ringing. Jared immediately dug through his pockets. Sorry, I'll shut it off. He glanced at who was calling and froze. I'm sorry, Hana. I need to take this. I clamped my mouth shut, frustration and concern mingling inside of me. Jared placed the phone to his ear. Hello? Jared! A fierce female voice shot out the other end, so loud I could hear her clearly from where I was standing. Hi, Mother. Oh no. Mother? How dare you sneak alcohol into the school? Who do you think you are? How do you think this is going to play out when the tabloids get a hold of it? Jared glanced at me and moved across the room. I can no longer make out the words of the conversation, only the raw, angry screeching of his mother and the increasingly panicked platitudes he made. I know, it was a stupid mistake. No, I would never... I'm very sorry, Yes, I will take responsibility. His voice rose higher and higher in pitch, just as his mother's voice increased in volume. It didn't take long before he was holding the phone away from his ear, and I could hear what she was saying again. Despicable, worthless creature! I should have listened to your father when he told me to get rid of... Wow. Poor Jared. Hana, maybe you should step outside. Jared tried to whisper it to me, but his mother immediately stopped talking. Who is that? What? No one. Who are you talking to? Anna? Is this a girl you're hanging out with? I knew it. I knew you would never behave in this manner. A girl is to blame for this situation, isn't she? That doesn't surprise me. Anna! Jared's mother was shouting into the receiver, apparently now talking with me. Am I talking to the one responsible for the situation my beloved son is now trapped in? Beloved? Really? Yeah, what happened to a worthless creature? Jared shook his head fervently, but I couldn't tell whether he was trying to warn me away or was trying to get me to deny that I was responsible. What should I do? Okay, well... I don't know, my initial reaction would be to stay out of this conversation. Because I know that's what Jared was trying to do when he was trying to get us out of the room, and even though I hate the situation that he's in, I know that staying out of it, you know, could have prevented something like this from happening, but I don't know, now that she knows that we're in the room, it seems like we have no choice but to take the phone. I mean, that's what it feels like to me, at least. I don't know, maybe taking the phone will help him? Or at least make him feel a little better, I don't know. I don't know, I'll take a chance. I'll take the phone. A sudden rush of courage flooded through my veins and I crossed the room. What are you? I took the phone from his hands. Yes, I am. You should take your anger out on me, not him. Jared saved me from a terrible situation. I would have lost my scholarship and been unable to attend this school if it weren't for him. If you ask me, your son is a hero, not the despicable creature you're making him out to be. Jared watched, eyes wide, as I awaited my punishment. You wretch! So I'm to assume you're after my boy for his money and connections. Look, little girl, you've been sly enough to manipulate him, but you will never make it past me. I will never forgive you for this. I will never approve of you. And if anything like this happens again, I assure you your scholarship is the last thing you will be worrying about. I swallowed, attempting to keep tears from my eyes and the shaking from my voice. Go ahead. If I really deserve it, then go ahead. Better me than Jared. I had no connection to this demon incarnation of a woman, but Jared knew her as his mother. Let me speak to Jared again. Now. I handed the phone to Jared, unable to keep my hand from trembling. He took it from me, staring at me in awe. Then he pulled me into a hug. Hana, thank you. My trembling faded as he held me. Right. This is why I did it. For Jared. Jared gave me strength. Jared! Please go, for now. Don't worry about anything. Jared Knabenbauer! Go. Jared shooed me away as he held the phone back up to his ear. Yes? At least I can commend you for choosing a woman who faces consequences, but what I said to her remains true regardless. With one last look over my shoulder at Jared, I left the room. I told Maya what happened with a trembling voice, and she nodded grimly. It was just before class started, so there wasn't much either of us could do. But as the day slipped into night, I worried. I didn't hear back from Jared, not at any point. Was he okay? Did he even go to class? Had his mother always been like this? These questions circled in my mind as I hovered over my homework, another essay from Miss Shizuka. Hana, if you don't focus, you'll miss the deadline.
What?
I snapped out of my mental fog. Maya was watching me with concern. Right. Sorry. I went back to my work, but I felt Maya's gaze on me for a while longer. In the end, Jared never told me what was going on. Not then, and not the next day. I was worried, but I didn't want to bother him. Surely he was dealing with enough on his own, and if he wasn't talking to me, he didn't want to be bothered. Right? The next day, I waited for Maya in the theater before class. She said she had something very urgent she wanted to talk with me about, and it could only be done there. I was confused, but if Maya needed my help, I would do it. I accepted her request without asking questions. Now I sat in the front row, staring at the stage. It was only about a month ago that Jared first asked me to be his girlfriend. Wow, all this happened in a month. That's crazy. Finally, the door opened at the top of the hall, a beam of light shining through the rest of the room. I turned, finding 3 people silhouetted in the doorway. What's happening? Mai let out a boisterous laugh. Congratulations, my friends! You two have won first-class tickets to the wondrous Sasaki beachfront. What? Mai tossed her hair dramatically, pushing Jared further into the room. Well, it's clear to me that everybody has been, way too stressed out recently. We've got the pall, we've got the overbearing mothers, we've got tournaments and classes and misunderstandings. It's all way too much. What we need is a vacation. But we have class in half an hour. You mean we had class? Jared glanced from Mai to PBG and back. Grab him, Peebs! PBG grabbed Jared around the waist just as he lunged for the door. No, I need to go to class. Jeez, Jared, I never knew you were such a nerd.
No!
You don't understand. Get a grip on yourself, Jared. We're going, and that's that. But I have a scholarship. Mai dove at me. An iron grip closed around my wrist. Before I even knew it began, the battle was lost. You're coming with us. I gulped. There was no point in struggling. Whatever you say, Maya. It wasn't until we were safely on the train that Jared and I were let go. Mai cackled wildly, and she and PBG shared a high five. Jared assumed a fetal position, muttering to himself under his breath. This'll be fine. This'll be fine. This'll be fine. Yeah, Jared does not seem in any condition to be on this trip. I'm really worried. Don't worry, Jared. This is for your own good. We care about you, so we're doing you a favor. We've got your back. Mai jumped up and got an arm around PBG's neck, pulling him towards Jared and grinning at him. As he looked between them, realization dawned over his face. You do.
Bingo.
Of course. I watched this all happen, a small worry etching itself into my heart. Of course it was nothing. I shouldn't be concerned. But the doubt was there. It was all a matter of whether I acted on it. Oh my god, we're here! Mai stretched her arms out and ran across the beach, kicking storms of sand up in her wake. I looked out across the sand, feeling the heat creep into my Asagao uniform. We were out here not even a minute and I was already sweating up a storm. As Mai became smaller and smaller the further away she got, I turned and glanced at PBG and my boyfriend. Jared didn't even seem to register that we were here. He was holding his face in his hand, staring at the ground in horror. PBG was propping him up with the one arm, trying to calm him down. PBG glanced at me and shook his head, tight-lipped. I think Jared and I should, well, we have to change into our swimsuits. You and Mai should do the same. It's hot out here. He smiled nervously. I looked at Jared, hoping to get some kind of signal from him, but he was non-responsive. It was as if his mind was blue-screening. Okay, I'll find Mai and do that. Great, we'll meet back here. PBG put one of Jared's arms around his neck and helped him off the side of the beach, where a number of shabby changing booths stood. I, on the other hand, trudged off in the direction of my elusive best friend. I found her crouched on the far end of the beach, picking seashells out of the sand. I collapsed down next to her, feeling the sweat drip down my spine. I shuddered. Hey, I'm sorry we just stole you guys away. I hope you know we're just trying to help. I know you are, but Jared doesn't seem to be taking it well. PBG assured me that he has it under control, and I trust him. They've been friends for, ages. If anyone knows how to handle Jared, it's PBG. He never judges anyone. That's what's great about him. I nodded, loosening the collar of my shirt. Can we please change into our swimsuits? I think I'm gonna die. Oh, right, sorry, I forgot you're wearing your blazer. You should go without it more often. I think the regular shirt suits you. Mai tossed me a small canvas bag, which I opened to find my swimsuit, 2 bottles of sunscreen, sunglasses, and some bottles of water. You've been preparing this for a while.
Yeah!
Anything to help my best friend. Come on. She led me around a corner where there were even more changing booths. I stepped into one, pulling the bright orange curtain behind me. My old swimsuit was not a swimsuit I liked. No, it was more accurate to say I never owned a swimsuit I liked. I was always self-conscious about my body, and not particularly proud of how I wasn't very well endowed. Swimsuits made me exceptionally paranoid about that, and I didn't like people seeing my stomach either. Overall, I felt like I looked like a boy, and the swimsuit shouted these thoughts at me as I held it up. Oh, it can't be that bad. I was going to die of heat stroke if I didn't put this on. With a sigh, I got changed. Oh, look at Mai, she's so cute. Oh, she looks great. I hesitantly poked my head around the curtain, praying to the high heavens that the boys hadn't shown up in the interim. Instead, I found Mai, eagerly waiting outside the front of my booth. Oh my god, Hana!
So cute!
I blushed and stepped out into the sun, wriggling my toes on the warm sand. Oh hey, that's not that bad. Hana's adorable. Thank you. But you... I struggled to find the words for the way Mai looked. Hot? Sexy? Like a bombshell? Mai had a dream body, and her swimsuit only accentuated that. You look unbelievable. Mai struck a pose and giggled. I try. She cast a glance down the beach. The boys don't seem to be out yet, but I saw a volleyball court down the way. Wanna play a game? Against you? There's no way I'll win. You're actually on the team. Aw, come on, please. I won't seriously destroy you or anything. Just for fun. Okay, as long as you go easy on me. Mai did not go easy on me. She said she did. Oh boy, did she say she did. But the height of her jumps, the ferocity of her serves and spikes, the sheer force behind each and every smack on the ball almost made me feel like there was something wrong. As I dove to the left and right to try to get the ball, as every single hit was matched by Mai and sent back to me, I started to get worried. More worried than I already was. Was Mai really throwing this trip to help me? Or was she merely trying to help Jared? Well, I think both. Our relationship has definitely been tense lately. The game got more and more difficult, and I got more and more frustrated. I couldn't take it anymore. So, Mai, you sure you're not upset about me and Jared? I hit the ball over the net to her, and for the first time, she missed it.
What?
No, I'm not upset. Why on earth would I be? She walked across the court to get the ball as I caught my breath. You liked him for a long time. A really long time, and then I came along and took him, and you've been really supportive, but we never really talked about it. I was just wondering. When Mai came back with the ball, her face was flushed. I couldn't tell whether it was because of the sun, the exercise, or the conversation. No, I'm fine with it. I put those feelings away when you started dating. It was hard, but he's yours now. I ain't no homewrecker. She tossed the ball in the air and served it to me. I dashed across the field and caught it in my hands, chuckling softly. Fine, fine. I believe you. But let's do something else. I'm tired of getting my butt handed to me. Aw, I was having fun. I wasn't. Mai clasped her hands together and kicked the sand, suddenly seeming sheepish. Now might be a good time to tell you something, though. She ducked under the net and stood next to me, leaning in close to my ear. I have a crush on someone else now. I wonder who. She spoke still at normal conversational volume, seemingly having difficulty with the concept of whispering. I immediately took a step back and clapped my hand to my ear before registering what she said. Wait, what? A crush on who? Mai giggled menacingly. I can't tell you. You can't tell me? No, why not? Mai looked away. I have a feeling you'd be a little protective. Like, a little too protective, so...
What?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, obviously you'd have to pass the very high standards I've set for my best friend, but that's just like... That's a normal thing. Mai gave me a lopsided smile and shook her head. You don't get it. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you'll find out eventually. Now she was beaming, and I gasped. You think you're gonna date?
Bingo.
I'd say it's heading in that direction. Oh my god, Mai. I can't believe you're not telling me. You'll find out soon enough.
Hey yo.
Oh, hey guys. Mai ran across the beach and sprinted straight into the water, where I could see PBG and Jared had, at some point, swam over to our side of the beach. Mai put a hand on Jared's arm, asking him something in a hushed tone. Jared nodded sadly, then smiled at her. She patted his arm and started wading out to PBG.
Hana,
Oh my. Oh. I'm sorry. What is going on right here? Oh wow, the sprite though. Okay. I did not expect that much skin. Anyway. Hana, don't you want to join us? Oh, they're all so cute. Jared stretched an arm out to me and Mai turned around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hana, the water's way better than I thought. I ignored the impulse to cover up the entirety of my body with my tiny little stick arms. Instead, flushed, I tipped out to the surface of the water and touched it with a toe. Oh my god, this is better than you thought? Well, it's still early spring. I thought it'd be way worse. No, I'm fine without this. Maybe I'll just stay on the sand. Oh, no you don't. Jared lunged for me. I couldn't escape fast enough. Also, really loving how that bulge is right under the words, so you're forced to look at it. That's amazing. He pulled me by the arm and into the water, falling under the surface with me. I sprang up immediately, my teeth chattering. Jared, you turd! He doubled over in laughter, wiping water from his face. You should have seen how you looked. It was priceless, you were so cute. I stamped a foot indignantly. Cute? Cute? You're being even cuter right now. Stop flirting with me. Your Playboy act won't work on me. I mean it this time. I mean, I always mean it, but... It's nice to see him in such a good mood. Huh. I shoved him into the water, and he screamed like a banshee. He popped up, a wide smile on his face. I didn't know you had it in you. You should know better than that by now.
all right.
Oh yeah? Take this. He grabbed my arm and pulled me under again, and the epic war began. BBJ and Mai watched us fight, placing bets and generally having a much more relaxing time floating on the waves together, well out of our reach lest we drag them in as well. Jared and I attacked each other, never doing something dangerous, but always trying to one-up the other. As we swirled in the water as Jared tried hard to chase me down, I was a way faster swimmer, as I jumped on his shoulders to dunk him in the water, as we watched the fish swim beneath our feet. I felt that I was truly happy to be dating Jared. A few hours passed, and the water was starting to feel genuinely cold to me. I was floating on my back, watching the clouds drift by, listening to Mai trying to freak PBG out. This is a safe beach. I looked it up. They net the outside so big fish can't get through. You really think a shark couldn't rip through that little old net? I checked. It's a special reinforced net, so...
Uh-huh.
You think they couldn't just jump over it? Oh, you look so scared. As I floated, my head bumped into something squishy and I turned. Jared beamed down at me. a look of pure, sincere affection on his face. I'm really happy right now. My eyes widened. My heart stopped. He looked so happy.
Jared.
He pulled me into his arms, and I flushed, conscious of the fact that between the both of us we were practically naked. Jared buried his head into my hair, nuzzling me happily.
Hana?
Thank you, Hana, for putting up with me. Thank you for being my girlfriend. It's our anniversary today, isn't it? Is it? 3 weeks. Thank you. I don't know how much of an anniversary 3 weeks is, but alright. I flushed, holding onto his arms, feeling them tighten beneath my hands. It was strange to feel the muscles beneath his skin. My own arms were so thin and frail, and his skin was so rough. I shook my head rapidly. I'm sorry that I've been kind of a jerk lately. No, I'm sorry. I didn't get where you were coming from. It makes way more sense now. That doesn't make it any easier to deal with, though. Thanks for that. You're welcome. My heart thumped hard in my chest as I finally vocalized the question that had been on the back of my mind for weeks. Jared, you trust me, don't you? Jared smiled wistfully at me. You know, there was a time that I was really and truly afraid. I liked you as soon as I met you on that train, but the more I interacted with you, the more I liked you. You couldn't hide your reactions to people. If you were afraid, you looked afraid. If you were mad, your face would darken, even if you didn't say anything. I guess I thought that when we started dating, I'd be able to see how much you liked me whenever you looked at me. And that, obviously, that didn't happen. He chuckled lightly. So I got scared. I didn't want to look at you and see you mad or see you upset. But it seemed like that happened a lot when I was around you, and I had a hard time dealing with it. I was afraid I was disappointing you. And when I messed up in front of you, I was terrified that, I don't know, that you'd see I wasn't perfect and you'd break up with me or something. But I did mess up. A lot. And every time, even though you got upset, you never made it seem like you didn't also like me. You never made it seem like I was wrong. Not wrong like I did something wrong, but wrong as a person. Wait, so does that mean you do trust me? Or... He chuckled and kissed me on the forehead. I flushed.
Yeah.
Of course I do. You deserve it. Ew, gross. Mai shouted from across the water at us. Too cute. Stop being gross. I stuck my tongue out at her. Jared flipped her off.
Hey.
You know, we'll have to go soon or we won't be able to make it back in time for curfew. Aw man, I don't wanna! I don't care if you wanna, you still have to do it. I giggled and doggy paddled my way to the shore. Mai swam up next to me, positively humming with happiness. Don't say it. I told... Don't say it! You owe me an ice cream for this. With sprinkles. Fine. I'll buy you an ice cream sometime. Thanks, Mai.
You're my best friend, Hana.
Oh. Anything for my best girl. Race you to the shore. Mai and I raced to the shore as Jared tried to piggyback PBG through the water. My one, obviously. Okay, so this seemed like a good place to stop for now. Wow, a lot happened in this episode, and that especially that conversation with Jared's mom was pretty eye-opening, and it made his behavior make a lot of sense. As someone who has experience with abuse, it makes sense as to where he got his insecurities from, and why he thinks that everyone is like so obsessed with just his image, even though he has so many friends that love him and care about him. And I don't know, I'm just glad that Hana's there for him, along with the rest of his friends. But anyway, we will pick this up next time. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.